Welcome to the first Wine Cage for 2024. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Amanda.
And this evening we are drinking the Belle Nature 2021 Pinot Noir. So this is a French Pinot Noir, and it's one of those wines that boasts being organic and vegan. And just to be clear, we pretty much only drink wines that are vegan, not because we're full vegan, we're vegetarian, we're vegan 90% of the time. And we just choose to drink wines that don't have animal products in them because I don't think they need to have them. And in my experience, often kind of the best ones don't. So that's our preference. So we're often looking for vegan wines. And this is one that we drank quite a lot of last year, in 2022 as well, I think. It was just a really reliable one. Before we get into the nose and the taste of it and all that, Amanda, what do you think about the label on this one?
I have to admit, I don't go crazy for this. I like the individual illustrations. They're actually really nice. They have that sort of botanical vibe to them. Like you might find in an oldie worldy kind of book about plants from some foreign country. Here he is. He's our guest for the day.
The star of the show.
But I think the way that they're pulled together is a little bit tacky, personally. I dislike all of the typefaces, and it's just got something of a cheap vibe to me. That's just me, though. What do you think?
I agree. I like the actual individual illustrations, but it looks bitsy. It looks a bit drag and drop, clip arty.
Yeah, clip arty, yes.
Yeah. I do like the little, decorated collar.
That actually is nice. I agree with that. That's
kind of nice. But this looks kind of bitsy, and then you've got that sort of symbol or logo there that looks out of place.
It reminds me weirdly of the European Union logo, which I don't know if they were going for, but yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, it's strange. It makes you think you're going to watch a soccer match or and then it's a bit of a mess, but it's okay. And the actual little drawings are nice. What would have been better on this possibly is if they had just zoomed in on a couple of these things and had them bigger on the label, I'm assuming. I don't know much about graphic design though. So that's the look of the bottle and the label.
We try not to judge wines by their label, but we do judge the labels.
Absolutely. And I don't know, as I've said before, when we're drinking a red, I enjoy looking at the label. I associate the taste and the experience of drinking it with the label. So it's kind of important. Let's see how it smells. What do you think?
It has a good Pinot smell. It's dry, it's dusty, it's not kind of too sour on the nose.
Yeah, and that's the theme with this wine for me, is that what's special about it is what it doesn't have. It's not sharp, it's not tart, it doesn't have any sourness, and that's evident right up front with the nose. It's just got a nice, dry, fruity, spicy nose. And I say fruity, take that with a grain of salt, because I don't generally like fruity wine. It's not a juicy, fruity wine. It's just got a hint of that, just the right amount. And it's a Pinot, so I don't know. It's got a medium kind of, color and density to it. I don't know what I'm talking about. But let's see how it tastes. I'm not going to lie, but this is a favorite of ours, this wine. It's just super reliable. I love the taste of it. For me, I would describe the taste as dry, layered, spicy. But once again, it's what it doesn't have. It has no tartness, no sharpness, no sourness, no slightly dodgy aftertaste, or it's just classy. It seems to have this right layering of what you want from a simple dry Pinot, and then it just fades away elegantly. I don't know how else to put it.
I agree. This is a really nice lighter wine. I feel like it would go with almost anything you wanted to have food-wise or whatever you were doing. It'd be a good daytime wine. It's a good nighttime wine.
Yeah, I don't often even really enjoy drinking wine without any food. But if I was going to have to pick one, this would be up there in its drinkability. So it doesn't have any kind of powerful characteristics of a slightly higher price pointed wine. This is pretty inexpensive at $16.99 from Dan Murphy's, so it's pretty cheap. But it doesn't have sort of rich complexities of a higher price pointed wine. But for what it is, it's just super rounded and classy, and it does have these 3 or 4 interesting notes that sort of play in your mouth and then fade away in a very smooth way. Have you got any other thoughts about this one?
I agree with everything you said. I think it's a solid drinker. Yeah.
What would you rate it out of 10?
Probably give it a 7.
Yeah, it's a toss-up for me because I feel a bit... I mean, 7's... When we rate something 7, that means it's really good. We have to leave that room because, we've all had wines that are just so amazing that you need that 7 to 10 space for those like extra special ones. So 7 is really good. Most of the wines we drink, it seems, sit around that 7.5 mark. For this, I'm going to give it a 7.5 just to slightly elevate it. It's not because it's super special, but it's just really reliable, and it's always a pleasure to drink. And we've talked about this before, but these kind of organic Pinots or organic reds in general, they can often be a bit of a letdown taste-wise.
Weird, yeah.
I don't know if that's just the Australian ones. I mean, I don't want to throw that out there and like blanket them all with that. Maybe there's some good ones, but this is one where it's all about the being organic and whatnot, and I'm not sure what their farming practices are on the actual vineyard, but they talk about that a bit on the back of the label. But they've somehow done all that and made it a great wine. So, yeah. Highly recommend the Belle Nature 2021 Pinot Noir. That's going to be it for this time on the Wine Cage, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.